Indian River Connections brings you the first source you can watch for truth on board decisions in Indian River County. The Board Report, where taxpayers and policymakers intersect. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite platform to get notified when we go live on Fridays at 7 p.m. Visit IndianRiverConnections.com for more.
Hey, Joanne.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Pretty good. I'm glad to be back for another board report by IRC Media. What do we have
Absolutely.
what do we got going on tonight? What are we talking about?
Well, we want to cover the taxes. Ron DeSantis, the new homestead. Everybody's talking about it. Not everybody understands how it's going to affect us and how the adjustment is going to happen. And are schools going to be covered? Are they not going to be covered? Does the county have enough money? So everybody's just wondering about it. And I think we need to just go ahead and vote for that amendment on November 3rd. But we'll talk about that. We've got Thomas Kenny coming on and Kevin McDonald's coming on with us. So we're going to have a full thread to talk about.
I think there's a lot of fear mongering statewide when it comes to that subject, so I'm glad to get more into it. You had an excellent guest on your show last night, and we're
Mhm.
hoping to have her on next week. Tell us about that guest and your show
Tessa,
last night.
yeah, Tessa Toman. So she's a high school senior, and she is the president of TPUSA Club America and TPUSA Faith here in Florida, the Treasure Coast. I know I froze. Did you guys see me freeze up?
Yeah, you're good though. You're still there
Yeah.
with us.
So she also has a fun new nonprofit that she's starting up as well. So she's staying really busy. And also, she's working on a campaign for Dana Trabulsi from Port St. Lucie. So she's a good candidate for running for Port St. Lucie. They need a good Republican to straighten out that county. They're pretty liberal over there. So
Now, is that a county commissioner or is that
that's
a
that's
representative?
for a representative for District 84.
Gotcha. And we don't, I mean, us here probably don't even know, most of us don't even know who our representative is or who's going to be because it's like foreign territory for us because we're part of a redistricting effort in the state. So the race hopefully won't be so hair raising. But then again, the fight is on. So looking forward to election season.
Yeah, well, we're really spoiled because we only had us and a portion of Brevard County for, the longest time. And we just lost our representative, Herodopoulos, to Soto, which is a Democrat out of Orange County. And now we're part of, I want to say, is it 6 other districts? It's a sliver of Orange County, Osceola, a little chunk of Polk County, Glades, Henry. Highlands, excuse me, Highlands and Okeechobee. I think I've got them all covered, and Indian River County. So it's a larger area for us to investigate the candidates, but we really need to get a Republican representative in there.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Anyways, last night we did the Conspiracy Club live from Filthy's. Also, check out Filthy's fine cocktails and beer. They have live entertainment, I think, almost every night. Right now, he's pushing the Dave Scott Jam on Thursdays. It's really cool. We're putting together an ad for him and for some other local businesses. But we'll be right back after this commercial, I guess is what we call it. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Pippin, and I'm running for Indian River County Commission District 2. As a wife, mother, and longtime community advocate, I've spent years standing up for taxpayers, families, and government accountability. I'm running to protect our quality of life, support law enforcement, manage growth responsibly, and ensure your tax dollars are spent wisely. To learn more, request a yard sign, volunteer, or get involved, visit votejenniferpippin.com. Together, we can keep Indian River County the best place to live, work, and raise a family. I'm looking forward to earning your vote on August 18th.
Hey,
Hey guys,
Kevin, how are you?
I'm old. How you doing?
I know you got like where'd you get those headphones, man?
These were great. I don't know why, but I look much more professional with headphones.
Me too. You can't
Now
see
I
them.
can't, now I can't take them off because I need sound.
hey, mine blend in pretty good.
Mike, good to see you. Joanne, good to see you.
Thank you guys for coming back. There's a lot of conversation in our back channels about what's going on at the county level, and your recent article covering property taxes. You want to get right into that, Thomas?
Okay. So yeah, I was in 32963 Vero News. Essentially, the they put the referendum on the ballot for November 3rd, and I'm with Joanne. Let's vote it in. Get 100. Basically, it sort of starts out like the original proposal. So they were going to raise the deduction, homestead deduction, to 150,000 in the first year. The second year it goes to 250,000. And by January 1, 2029, it's indexed to inflation. So if inflation goes up 5%, your tax homestead cut goes up 5%. And here's the thing. They're supposed to create a schedule, the House and the Senate, to do full elimination. It will not affect school levies at all. So the schools will still be able to tax you into oblivion.
Which
But
is 50% of our tax.
yeah, in our county, it's about 50%. In some others, it's less. But, it depends on where you are, of course. And the other side of this, too, is, and this will help the county a lot in the short term. If new housing construction goes up and people from out of state move in and purchase those homes, they pay for the first 5 years. It's sort of like an impact fee, if you will. They pay for the first 5 years the homestead we pay now with the 25 and the 50 deduction that you get that we're going to advance on for ourselves. So that's there's a lot of housing going on. If you live down here where I live in South County, there's 3 gigantic projects of homes going in. And I have a feeling a lot of them are going to come from out of state who purchase these homes. And so if they don't by December 31st, 2026 and declare their homestead residents, they will not get the enormous tax cut that comes to them on January 1, 2027.
So Thomas, I had a question. I
Sure.
thought that the first 4 years they paid that homestead, and then on the 5th year it adjusted to the 250. Did I understand that wrong?
Exemption no, you receive the current 50,000 exemption for 5 years before receiving the full homestead cut.
Okay, I thought it was on
So
the 5th.
you know how it goes. If you buy a house in July of 26, for example, your homestead goes back to January 1, 26, and it'll be I'm not sure if I don't think it's prorated. I think you just get it. So provided you
Okay.
get it.
Well, that's good. That'll stop people from trying to move here just to take advantage.
Exactly. And it's another one of those, Florida's infamous for impact fees. You have car impact fees, you have all sorts of different impact fees that this state runs. And this is just another disguised impact fee, AKA tax. And that's how it works. There's other things that go with it. We could talk about those as we get into it.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people were mentioning that they were worried about the small rural counties, but they put protections in for them to wall off like schools and EMS.
No, they did not.
They
That fund
didn't? They
never
took that
happened.
out?
They took the fund out. But your DeSantis wanted his original proposal was 250,000 the first year, and he was going to go after school levies too, and that did not happen. The House put a kibosh on it. As a result, when they did that, they also got rid of that rainy day fund for the rurals, and it's going to be interesting to see how that works.
And I think we need to vote for that because we're not going to lose that much money. There's a whole lot of ways that we get taxes. And I think it just makes our county commissions to have to work more fiscally. Like they always say, they're fiscally responsible. They're going to have to be more fiscally responsible.
Well, and the roarers are going to have to learn how to grow. You know, this is one of these things. It's about spreading the growth out all through the state, because a lot of times what happens is the growth gets concentrated, and it slowly walks itself up to places like where we are. Well, now the most opportune land is rural, and people like quiet and solitude. So if they go build new construction on 5-acre lots, 10-acre lots, what have you, you know, in those new areas, that helps those rural counties out a lot. You know, capitalism works. It's all
Yeah, well, it'd be nice if they would stick with the 5 or 10-acre lots, but the developers always try to get their not so high density housing in. That turns out to be high density housing.
well,
And expensive.
property rights. I mean, you know, the reality of all that is that's what happens, and you know, individual communities will have those battles as they present themselves. But that's what local government's all about. That's what home rule's all about. You know, there's this. I had put in my original article certain things that this thing tells municipalities to cover. I'm going to read what those are. That the resolution requires property tax revenues to be allocated for quote core services, right? That includes public safety, natural resources, education, road and bridges, bond obligations. The city of Vero Beach has a bond obligation with their utilities currently that they have to meet. Government retirement plans, and it also allows for local government decisions, i.e. home rule. But the bill analysis basically says it can be used to fund the operations and administration of county officers and commissioners and the expenditures approved by such county officers or county or municipal governing bodies, except those expenditures prohibited by general law. Now, what does that mean? You've got some latitude to do home rule. The thing is, don't forget your core services. And no one's going to do that. You know, we're not turning the water off to fund the library. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. So
a lot of this is overblown.
So
Yeah.
what is going to be affected? Are contracts with waste management going to be part of this deal? Like,
No,
No.
you're held to contracts. I mean, they signed a contract and gave those guys $13 million to run the trash, and then charge us to take the trash away. That was a bad contract all the way around to begin with.
but what happens when that contract's up?
That contract's not up for 10 years from the day it was signed, which was
Yeah,
last year.
those are enterprise funds. So they earn their money just like
Yeah, I went
utilities
through
by our
sewer,
fees.
water, and yeah.
You know, so if they go away, we can, you know, I don't care if the contract goes away. I'll go back to taking my junk to the landfill. We can do whatever we want. But right now, it's like a socialist government
junk?
program.
I got that too. Yeah, well, it's like for us, like I always paid for it. It was like $40 for 3 months. They came and took my trash and recycling. So now I think it averages out. Now we're paying like $50 something for every 3 months, and they gave me a barrel that I can fit a few branches in.
$55, yeah.
I
Yeah,
got 3
I-
freaking huge
and-
trash cans outside my house
and-
now.
But out here, I still don't get curbside pickup for brush or debris. I still have to tote all that stuff.
Did you have
to
the
a
big
transfer.
brown and orange one?
Yes, but I get no like you know how you get like 1 or 2 pickups on the curbside if you have a lot of brush or something. And
Yeah,
some
it's
of the-
$25 a pile now, don't you know?
Yeah, they won't come out here. Yeah,
Right.
I do.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's and they haven't. They never did. I got to take it to a transfer station, and when I go to the transfer station ran by Waste Management, like the other day, I had to go back 3 hours later because they only had one driver working that day, working all of the transfer stations that were open, transporting full loads. So it was like
County transfer or waste management private?
it's the county transfer station, the convenience centers, but it's operated by Waste Management. So it is a debacle. They've gotten better over there, but it's like, come on, you're turning people away now with full loads. So it's like, we're paying for that. And people now are paying for that whether they like it or not. So when they have to go to a transfer station, it pisses them off. Like me.
Well, the other side of the waste management thing is that they can raise prices with the consumer price index. So every year it's going to go up.
Well, the nice part is if you're getting a tax exemption going forward, helps offset some of that cost you're paying for.
Yeah. I hope trash doesn't cost $250,000. My prediction, though, with
Don't dissuade people from understanding they're not getting 250,000. They're getting $250,000 in reduction in the tax rate of their property.
yeah, and the
Right.
valuation
It's only
based on the valuation of the property.
It's going to boil down to $1,000 or $2,000 probably max.
Well,
Right.
here
So is the property appraiser gonna over evaluate properties now?
no, he can't do that. He'd be in big trouble.
I'm just saying.
Leslie's not gonna do
You
that.
know, if you're desperate
He's a
for
good guy.
taxes, oh, your home value just went up. We're gonna estimate the
Well-
value at this amount.
Joanne, they're already doing that every year.
I know.
It's going up.
I will make a prediction to you though, right here, and I guarantee you it'll come true.
Hold on, let's make this
What is
full.
that?
Let's give Thomas this whole screen here. Go ahead, Thomas.
I'm telling you right now, as I sit here, that we're going to get our 250, and we'll probably get our rate of reduction after that, indexed to inflation. I don't think we're getting any more. I really don't.
Well, I
And
think
here's why. They tried this in Virginia with the car property tax. No car taxes, because we paid property tax on cars in Virginia when I was there in the 90s. George Allen did this. That was 1994. 2026, they're still paying it. And because cars have gone up so much, you're paying all those amounts again. So it was ridiculous back in the day, including one of the things that we had, everyone had to carry a county sticker. We had to have a county sticker in the center of our car to pay these property taxes. And so one of the big things was to get rid of the sticker, right? And they got rid of the sticker, but they didn't get rid of the tax. And now I've gone back up there and visited friends, and they have stickers, but it's not in the center of the window anymore. It's on the side anyway, because we don't want to tell everyone we're taxing everyone.
So you don't think that they'll, like in 2029, they'll start slowly adjusting the rate higher according to the CPI?
No, they will, because that's going to be in the Constitution. It's after, because they have to create a schedule of implementation. You know, the devil's going to be in the details with this, because after this is passed, what does the legislature have to do? They have to do the implementation bills. So
point,
part of
yeah.
that, when you have your rurals who are going to be, oh no, the sky is falling in the immediate future, because a lot of their properties are going to be valued at $150,000 or less. How are we going to implement this so as to not crush them straight away or right away? That's where these like rainy day funds may come back into play, different things, giving governments leeway. Perhaps they give governments leeway all across the state to do this or that, so as to slow down the process of reduction, but by the end of the year, give them $150,000. Can you see what's going to happen? So the implementation of this is going to be the big key to watch in the next legislative session.
But if we boil the whole thing down, it comes down to just a couple of things. People at the low end are going to get a real nice break in their taxes. If you're in a higher end home, your percentage of taxes, that impact is going to be less. If you get a $250,000 home, you're paying no taxes. If you get a $2 million home, the impact's sort of marginal. So you do get an aid in the people who are in the lower, not necessarily lower income, but lower valued houses. But the other big impact is that it sort of puts the screws to governments to,
Clean up
one,
the
look at what their spending is, or otherwise crank up taxes. But at least if they have to crank up taxes, to continue their exorbitant, bloated government budgets, at least you might have a little bit better chance of seeing it and reacting to it. Right now, like the school district, they're losing people, but the funds increase every year because the assessments increase, the taxes increase, and their funds come in. And it doesn't matter to them; they're on 1,500 to 2,000 students.
Well, they'll tell you it matters.
I know it doesn't matter in that they get the money. Now they're complaining that, as you pointed out, they complain that some of the money goes. If you don't buy their services, if you got such a crappy service that customers walk off and go elsewhere, they're mad that they don't still get paid for those services. They're mad that, and the good part is no one ever talks about the voucher systems, but the vouchers are like a little over $8,000.
No, it's more than that. Started at 8. You're right, though.
Yeah, but it was like up to like 9 or 10. But so say time $10,000, the total burden for each student in Indian River County is something north of 22,000. So
29. Jen said.
Is it 29 now? It was
29,000.
23 2 years ago. Wow.
Wow.
But the point is, our best solution would be to get all the parents to take a voucher, and it would cut the cost of our education by 40%, 50%, more than that, 60%. We're no longer paying $25,000, $29,000 a student. We're giving them $9,000. Go elsewhere, get your education, and there's a huge tax savings, public tax savings somewhere under that program. So those who are complaining about it, it's not that they're complaining because they give a darn about students and about the education level of students. They care about the institution. They want to fund the institution. It doesn't matter the quality of the education, and it doesn't matter about the students. They want to pay the teachers. They want to pay the employees. They want to increase pay. They don't want to have to struggle. They don't want to give anything up. But that's really the game. The game is, and I'm sad to see that Dyer, who is a business person, doesn't take a customer perspective on this. Say, we're losing customers. Don't complain to the customers that are leaving, and don't complain that the customers no longer use your service, but they want to cancel the subscription.
Yeah, and that's the way you have to look at it too. I know when I worked for the school district, I always considered them customers, because you're offering a service to their families, and it was also a habit because I always worked for businesses and everybody was a customer that we served. But I always considered the parents like customers and the kids. This is the product that we're taking care of for these customers, and if we don't do a good job, they're going to take their kids and leave.
Now, the school sees themselves, and the school board see themselves as a utility, and they're upset now that there are options for the utility. Just like we were talking about earlier, the waste management thing. People would like to not have to go to waste management. Some obviously happy to use it.
Did anybody see that presentation on waste management?
No.
It was run by the trash sewer guy, and it was all about the environment and saying everyone was leaving their trash everywhere. So to convince these guys, but they had already spent. So it was $13 million up front to waste management, right during, just prior to the sheriff battle, which everyone around here is back to blue, even though the guy who runs the green over there is a little bit wild in his spending.
Well, back to blue, but watch the green.
Yeah. This is why sometimes, Kevin, I just got to get back to discussing articles with you for the editorial perspective that you bring.
Yeah. So, speaking of the guy in green, we had a candidate on last week, which was a very good conversation. The fiscalness. So the sheriff's department, again, people that are getting backed into a corner over fear of all these cuts. I mean, obviously, the counties are not gonna be able to write blank checks to the sheriff's departments, right? Or they're gonna be a little more scrutinizing about where these funds are going.
Well, I don't know how they're going to do it in this one unless we get new people in there. because they've already guaranteed $7.5 million increase to Sheriff Flowers over a court case for next year, which I don't know how they managed to pull that one off, but they did. You know, he got $3.5 million increase for this year from his court case, and then they guaranteed him another $4 on top of the level of funding he now has. So that's $7.5 million essentially. He doesn't get to start back at the previous approved budget of $6.8 million increase. So he got over $10 million bucks, and then he got $4 million guaranteed for next year. He's halfway there. He's probably just going to come in and have everybody sign everything, and he doesn't have to face the public. That's
So next year,
insane.
right? So next year, what are we looking at? 96 million, or is it 97 million? What was it? What wasn't it? 92 million this year?
Nah, it was. I'd have to go look. I can't remember.
My bad.
Yeah, it's whatever it was the prior year plus $10.25 million, something like that.
So that was like 92 or 93 last
That's
year.
like right. It is. Here we go. You guys talk about like a recipe, and I'll go find it for you.
Okay, so no.
It was
that's a
93,547,675.
That was the number I had in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's gonna get another $4 million on top of that,
So,
guaranteed.
yeah, that'll take him up to 97 million.
Well, the
He might
nice
have
part
a $100
about
million budget next year if he decides he wants to go for broke again.
the nice thing about this property tax change is it's going to cause everyone to have to scrutinize some things. Hopefully, the county's going to say, "Hey, we're losing some revenue. Why do we give away $4 million a year to CPAC?" And it goes to NGOs. Why don't we let NGOs raise their own money? Just
They
saying. Why
should
don't
just, close
That
that
vote
down.
themselves their own money.
we? Yes.
Yeah, close it down. Shut it down.
Shut it down.
That's one of Joanne's favorite subjects, and I think you mentioned that you wanted to get into that, right? Like the CSAC.
Yeah, CSAC, we got to get rid of it because, and they're talking about being fiscally responsible. Here you've got 4 million going out to NGOs. You created a special ad valorem district to raise money for these people. And what burns me
Well,
is
they haven't
now-
created the district yet.
Well,
but
they
they've created they've given it a limit.
the CSAC, right?
Yeah, they've created the committee.
Where they're taking their money from isn't they're pulling it
General
out of
fund.
ad valorem. It's not coming from the general fund. I don't
Yeah, it
think
is.
so.
It is.
But what burns me about it is Megan Kendrick gets up there and talks about how she's training NGOs to learn how to come to the board and ask for money. I'm like, what the hell? So now we're training people to ask us for tax money? I'm sorry. That is like a no. Stop it. Stop training people to come to Indian River County so they can ask for our money.
So CSAC though, they got 4 million from the taxpayers, but they raised almost equally as much, right, on their own, right?
CSAC doesn't raise money.
No,
Yeah.
they don't raise
Who am I
money.
confused? Oh, was it the Learning Alliance? I was confused.
Learning Alliance. Yeah. Well, they had 19 million.
That's right.
Yeah,
They
donation of
generate
19.
their own. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
guys
so
are
they don't
throwing
need
numbers
us.
around.
They don't need us if they're generating that kind of money. They just want extra money to pay their salaries.
So for people at home who don't know, like me, CSAC though is the group that divvies out this money.
Children's Services Advisory Committee. So this year the funding schedule, last year it was 3.4 million. This year it's 3.7. It's not 4 yet. I hope they.
So,
you
but
would
this
think they
is
would
the group.
increase it. They've usually been growing it based on
Right.
revenues that are coming in.
So
Well,
this is
based
the
on
body.
who's on the board who wants money, because of the committee. The people
Right.
on the committee they end up being the people who get the money.
Right.
Funny how
Or
that works.
friends of them.
And
So
for
Learning
people out
Alliance. What is the other one?
There's 53 programs they fund.
Yeah.
Gifford
And you
Youth
say
Achievement
programs,
Center.
Thomas, are you saying programs like separate NGOs? Are you saying programs because some NGOs have like more programs?
Healthy
that they
Start has
fund?
8 of them. The Learning Alliance has 1, 2, 3. I want to say 4 or 5.
Oh, it just burned.
Just
me.
wait till the Somalis move down here.
Hey man, the
We're gonna
Learning
have tons
Alliance,
of them.
Listen, if they
That
find
first
out
article
how
I
easy
wrote,
it is to get money from us, we will have a bunch of Somalis coming down here and
Quality Leering,
H-1B visa people.
we'll have the Learning Alliance and the Leering Alliance.
The Leering Alliance, yeah.
But for people out there, CSAC is not a state mandate. It's a county created program funded by a county created special taxing, it's not a special taxing
State
district,
gave
but
them
it's an
the
ad valorem property tax millage rate that they use to fund that entity. But it's not mandated. So we don't have to have it. And if you want to have control of your taxes, get rid of it, because I would rather give my money to Tunnel to Towers because it helps veterans out, and I would rather give my money directly to Boys and Girls Club if I love it, and I do like the Boys and Girls Club because I've had friends that have used it. They've been around for a long
They have
time, and they
3
keep
programs in CSAC.
yeah, and they keep kids active and stuff. So I've seen good things, but you should be making the decision to support those types of NGOs, not them saying, "Oh, hey, we're going to take your taxes and we're going to use them in this manner so that we can fund these NGOs, whether you like them or not." It's not a conservative way. It's not constitutional to do that, and that's why it's not a mandate. It's not a state mandate to do that.
Well,
But if you did it that way, what that would mean is that they can't give money to themselves and their friends, and you get to decide rather than them deciding. Because
Exactly.
as we know, the greatest thing in the world is to get somebody else's money and spend it lavishly.
Mm-hmm. And just like, we know that some of the board members on the CSAC there have their own their own nonprofits that they're
Most of
raising
them.
money for.
Most of them.
well,
Yeah.
and you
Those are
have
their
one
friends.
candidate in the race that campaigned for making it a taxing district independent of the county commission.
A
And
trust,
Bob-
that's right. That was
and that's Bob
Parkland.
McPartland. So
That's
Bob
right.
McPartland is all about CSAC. I've seen the videos out there. He is a tax and spend guy. He said that if this current referendum was passed, we all be in deep doo-doo. That's what he said at the first forum. And he was like, I don't know what we're going to do. Pray it doesn't happen. I mean, talk about the sky falling. It was like his Rice Krispies were coming down on his head. And I was just like, what are you thinking? You have no sense of reality about how slow this is actually going to work. And to run the panic political button like a bunch of liberals always do because they have nothing but the church of government is just insane, especially if you call yourself any sense of a Republican or any sense of a local government person.
And he's currently on
At the end of the
Sebastian's
day, in my view, CSAC is fine constitutionally because local governments are allowed to do local things. And if people want to do this, that's fine. I definitely, though, don't like it. I don't want to do it personally. If a majority wants it and they vote for it to have it, that would be constitutional to me. But the reality of all this is that you've got right now anywhere from 60 to 75% of the membership on that committee works for an NGO that's asking money from that very committee. And that is, to me, is just bad news.
See, and I
Would that be
disagree
corruption?
with that as being constitutional. Constitutional does not mean anybody could agree on anything in numbers, and it doesn't mean it's a constitutional agreement. It doesn't mean it's constitutional according to our Constitution. Our Constitution has nothing to do with nonprofits. It's not the job of the government or local government to take care of nonprofits. You can have a bunch of people vote in killing babies all day long and want to make it an amendment. That does not make it constitutional if it won. And so, no, to me, I disagree with that. It's not
Well, this
constitutional
is
to
a way
have
to spend
government
welfare
take care
dollars.
of nonprofits. They
This is
need
the
to do their
back
own
to
job.
welfare dollar spending and saying we're doing good in our community. It's the same thing as public schools, in my view. Public schools are very, they're constitutionally, now public schools are constitutionally mandated by the state here. That's the big difference. CSAC is just a legislative authority given from the state saying you can do this one of three ways. You can do the taxing district, you can run it under your commission, or not run it at all. They give you the option.
C, I choose C.
Yeah, I prefer C, just like you do, Joanne. But the reality of it is, it was constitutionally legislated into existence, and of course, our Rhino County took it up.
Yep.
That's a nice way to describe it.
And we gotta watch out too, because if McPartland wins, they're gonna try
They're
to
going to
make
be
that a
pushing for it.
trust.
Oh yeah,
That's right. And I don't know if people understand what that means, because when it first went up, you remember it was for 12 years. And they sold it as the life of the student from kindergarten to 12th grade. And in that 12 years, the millage rate would raise 3 times. And can you imagine if we had a
25
hurricane?
cents on a dollar, right?
And then it would
Wow.
raise up,
25
and
cents
every
for
4 years it
$100.
would raise up in that 12 years, and we could not vote on it in those 12 years. If it went to pot, if it went to doo-doo, like Parkland says, and we weren't seeing any benefits of it, how are we going to get it off the ballot? We have to vote for it to get off the ballot, but we would pretty much have to sit out those 12 years. And then it takes only 75 words when they put it on the ballot to explain what it is. And we have so many transient and new people coming into town. They're going to see, oh, it's helping kids. They're just going to keep voting it in. So to turn it into a trust is one of the worst things to do. And that was headed, I remember McPartland getting up there and saying that I didn't know what I was talking about. And he's not a conservative Republican.
He's not a conservative at all. He's not.
He didn't even know what to say about the homestead tax. I was like, he doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to the homestead tax. The man should at least do his homework on an issue that's really so important to the citizens of this community. And he just got up there, and I just was like, I'm embarrassed for you, man. I'm really embarrassed.
And he's on the Sebastian board.
Yeah.
A lot of local people don't know that he should know something because he is already a professional.
That's right.
He knows how to run. He knows what mechanisms to press to get what he wants. That's what he knows.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of it. If you know how government functions, you can almost make it do anything you want it to do. And this is something that people do not pay attention to. It's the reality of that, and you have to literally tell people, look, these people are taking the function of government and they're just manipulating it to get what they want. And he's over there talking with smiles and going, oh God, I hope the sky doesn't fall if we pass this property. It's because it's not going to allow him to do what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so I'm all for it, because it puts a big guardrail around him should he win.
Yeah. Well, let's hope he doesn't win, but either way, what it means is when they spend money, it's going to have to be more visible. They don't like transparency. They want to spread money subtly. They love the fact that the taxes are automatically increasing, and so their take is automatically increasing in dramatic percent. Was it 17% in the last 2 years? I think in the article said, and so they're getting dramatic increases.
Yeah, property values in Indian River County, all property values,
they are increasing.
They're up 17% over 2 years.
And they're claiming that, well, we have new construction, so we need to provide services for the new construction. But the new construction adds their own new taxes. If you get $1 billion,
and the new construction is usually the upfront money's coming from the developer on a lot of it.
Right, but their taxes, they get a new tax revenue. That was farmland. Now they get residential tax revenues from it. So they don't need to increase our existing taxes to cover the cost of that new construction, because that new construction brings new taxes of its own. But they do both. And they get the new taxes and then they increase ours.
And my prediction with this is, because of that 5-year rule and the impact fee, I think Indian River County is going to do a lot better than they think. And that's because they're going to we have this influx coming. The city, no, because the city doesn't grow.
No, they've got like 17,000 residents.
It's never changed in like 10
I think they should just become part of the county.
No.
Yeah, so that the county can control the city, because the city doesn't always make good rules.
No,
They're
I
not
understand,
doing well recently.
No. No. Oh, no, 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 no. 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 Why do Republicans have this tendency to centralize everything? That's just worse than anyway. I won't get into that.
I know what you're saying, Thomas. I don't really like the whole idea of centralizing it or eliminating city governments, but I do believe like the county should be a little more responsible for its territory and not just relinquish all authority over to a city government. Because, I mean, quite frankly, in this day and age, every city that I'm not in our county is affecting me too. So, I mean,
Well,
especially
which one showed up first?
what's that?
Which one showed up first? Vero the city or Indian River the county?
Well, tomorrow actually is what the founding day of Vero Beach, which was I just did my research and there's a post going out tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's the
Just
third.
over 100 years.
Yep, June 13th, 100 years, and
It's
the first.
1919, right?
Hold on, I'm gonna have to find it. It's booked. It's booked to post tomorrow because I did my homework the other day, and I forgot, of course. And of course, Facebook doesn't want to load. So, yeah, I forget what I was even getting at, but it was right around the time. It was just after the first mayor actually pushed to get us separated from St. Lucie County,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then just after filed to incorporate Vero Beach. He was the first mayor, and his great grandson was just the mayor a couple years ago. I can't think of his name. Young?
Oh, yeah,
Was
that sounds right.
Was it a Young?
Yeah.
Something like that. You don't know Thomas? Or
I
you
think
just
he was young.
Tony
Are you
Young.
letting me flounder here? Tony Young, that's it.
Okay, hey, so in June 10th of 1919, Vero was officially incorporated as the city of Vero, and May 19th, 1925, it was reincorporated and renamed the city of Vero Beach.
So it was 1919.
Yep.
And
June 10th, which was, we already missed it by 2 days.
Well, there's conflicting. I think it was finalized on the 13th, but they filed on the 10th.
yes, you're right. It goes
So
back
we
to
don't
1919.
celebrate Juneteenth. We celebrate June 10th.
Yeah, yeah, because I've got the same thing here.
Just kidding.
But
June-
we're missing an opportunity to, we're
I
missing
think
an
on
opportunity to
Juneteenth-
trash.
Celebrate Juneteenth and June 10th.
I think on Juneteenth we should sell T-shirts that say "I'm straight."
Great. Yeah, so 106 years ago, the town of Vero officially incorporated.
I
Mark-
know because I worked the Vero 100 celebration. That's why I was asking you. I knew it was
You were there?
2019. Yeah.
Oh, but not in 1919.
No, I'm not 107.
Okay, so there was other news. I mean, we can go on about all that, but
Before we do this,
I want
we're
to say
missing an
something. I want to say something.
We're
about,
missing an opportunity to trash our local governments on their poor financial management. And
especially Vero.
especially Vero Beach, yes.
Yes.
And the crazy things they keep doing, blowing their money. Now, it's good to, in comparison, the article goes on to state, where was it there? That fiscally, Indian River Shores is in great shape, according to town officials. They
Yes.
don't worry about this. They're in good shape. So it is possible to be in fiscal good shape.
they have a $6.5 million budget, roughly.
Yeah.
And
I wonder what their percentage of homesteaders are compared to other parts of the
think
county.
about this: they're 3% of the population of the county, and they provide 16% of the homestead tax.
And you know what?
And the
Indian
average
River-
and the average property tax in Indian River Shores is $18,355 per home.
And that percentage will be higher because the town of Vero, the city of Vero Beach and the surrounding areas have more people in the $200,000, $300,000 property tax range who will be paying little or nothing in property taxes. So the property tax burden will be more heavily carried in the future by Indian River Shores and the outlying island areas.
Very true.
Paid property.
Or is everyone saying this is going to benefit the rich? Well, no, not for a long time. If they get Now, if they get their schedule set and if they put it on that 10-year schedule like the House bill resolution was, which I think they should, because it'll make everybody work fast, where it's $100,000 a year until it's all eliminated. That would be cool. But I don't think that's going to happen. I have a feeling, come 2029, when they all go in there and they start, well, what are we going to do about this schedule now? It's going to be like, well, we'll do 25,000 a year until the end of time. And by the time all of us die, your grandkids may get a nice little tax cut.
They're gonna need it, man. They
Well,
just the American dream is just so far for the younger generation right now. They need every bit that they can get.
And if this state flips blue for whatever reason, or it goes rhino
Oh
blue,
man.
it's almost rhino blue now, the way I look at it.
Yeah.
But if it's, it goes rhino blue on us, you're not going to see a schedule come.
You're right. I agree with that.
So
And
there's
you
going
know,
to be a fight up there in Tallahassee, and a lot of people don't like Tallahassee. This whole home rule argument about these things, this whole Tallahassee making directives, this is a very liberal argument. We talked about what should we call this? Who's going to be responsible to pay for what? That's the wrong way to look at this. It's how Joanne looks at things constitutionally speaking. It's not about it's not about who's paying for what. It's like, how are we going to go raise more revenue? Or not even that, but how are we going to allow people to just be Americans and stop
and
taking all
get
their
that American
freaking money?
dream. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's why the good thing behind this is there are a lot of people, particularly down here around Vero Beach, have been here for a while, who are in modest priced houses, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, and their increased taxes are becoming more and more of a burden. But they're 74 years old, and they planned on taxes being 1,000, and now they're 3,000 or 4,000, and that takes a big bite out of people who came down here thinking they're going to live primarily on Social Security or a little bit of savings. So this makes a big difference to people who feel the pinch and who worked hard to get to where they are.
Well,
And in Florida, the taxes just get higher and higher depending where you're living. Like we looked at what the housing market looks like in Pensacola, and a house around 600,000 a year, you're looking at like $10,000 of a homeowner's insurance a year.
Yeah,
Because
well,
of where
hurricane.
you're located. I
Well,
mean,
her insurance. Now that insurance is another whole
yeah.
animal.
So you
Insurance
want
is
your
a killer, too.
homestead to be taxes to be as low as you can get them, because we are the battle here in Florida is insurance as well. Because if you're retired, you're getting stuck with insurance unless you've got your house paid off and you're going to take the risk of not having insurance on your home.
Well, Robbie Brackett went to his kickoff campaign thing the other night, and he has a condo up there when he's in session, and sessions are getting longer every year. This one went almost to second week of June. And he said the condo taxes are more in Homestead than his 5-bedroom house here in Vero Beach, the family house. He raised his family in, and that's because it's 9 mills up in Leon County. So, just south of us in St. Lucie, no wonder we broke off and started a new county. You ever seen their mill rates?
Well, the reason we broke off was over movies on Sundays. That was why the theater was open on Sundays up here, and St. Lucie came up, and they changed.
They had a blue law, huh?
Yep, and that's
And
why we broke
they've been
off.
blue ever since.
We should do a story on this.
Well,
We need sources.
I want to get back to what Kevin said, though, about the schools. So David Dyer in April is talking about, well, we've only had a 2% operational budget increase this year, and then with the inflation, blah, 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 it almost turns into a negative. And I was like, well, that's true. I went and did the research. It went from 234 to 238.9. But the previous 2 years was 22%. And the previous 5 years was $54 million budget increase in 5 years, from 184 to that 238. So that's a 29% increase in 5 years, just operationals. Because he likes to say everything we do is in the operational budget to educate kids, and
But it,
75% of that budget goes to.
but in some of those years, like with the DEI, they created all these new like positions, and they were
Right.
They're
paying them
gone.
buku dollars.
They're gone.
Yeah, thank goodness.
They're gone. Cut $7 million out of the administrative budget last year.
That was so crazy.
But all that to say is that's a direct result of valuations, property taxes, because the school system is required to put forth its property taxes into the budget. The state for us gives us a total about 48 million. The school system through taxes, they have the discretionary tax and they have their regular property tax. It's 125 million bucks roughly. So we're putting 125 million of our taxable dollars here back into our school system. Now we have an A district. At the last workshop in May or June, one of the two, Superintendent Dr. Moore said, he says, we'll be an A district 4 years in a row. We'll probably have all A schools. This year, the previous year, an A school was a 64. This year, it's gone up a little bit. It's gonna be 65.
Oh, it's a D.
So the state
Sorry,
grade
man, I couldn't help it.
I agree with
It's a
you.
D minus technically.
The state is grading on a shoot,
Embarrassing.
25-point curve.
God.
You know,
Well,
It just says,
we have
other
A's.
countries have got to be laughing at us.
I
Well,
think
do
I
you
had
know what
one
an A is
college
in
per-
America?
Oh, they are.
I had one college professor that graded on a 25-point curve after you already knew you were failing. Here, I'll just give you a little mercy rule.
Oh my gosh. I never thought I would hear those words in my entire life, that a D was an A. Never in my entire life did I ever think we would be here.
There are a lot of things happening that I never thought we'd see happening. I never thought that I'd see that a boy was a girl.
Oh, I know. And
Kevin, guess
they
what? It's
couldn't
not a girl.
identify what a woman was. What's a woman?
But interesting that no one can they have no problem identifying what a man is. They asked the wrong question. You should ask, well, what is a man?
What is a man?
Once they identify the man, then you say a woman's whatever that man is. And that would make it easier to resolve.
Now I'm
How we got
confused.
here. I don't know how we got here, man. It was so easy when I was growing up.
Because a D is an A in 2026. When
Yeah.
I went to high school, went to a private high school, 69 was or below a 69 was an F.
All right. Let me throw out also, in defense of the school district a little bit, as they lose those 1,500 students, they still have infrastructure costs it's hard to get rid of. And
That's right.
They're cutting those down now. They're getting rid of some of these buildings and things, which over time allows them to readjust their costs. But he does have a financial plan where their operating cost is adjusted by the number of students they've got. So they're downsizing part of their budget, but on a total, their budget's going up. It's how did your budget go up when you've lost 1,500 students? Maybe 2,000 by now, and you've cut back some of the buildings. You got lower
Because of
costs.
property taxes. It's not about.
Well, they're redoing the buildings, like Oslo down the block from where I live is now Osceola Magnet, so they're redoing that school.
Yep.
They're redoing the sign. It has a nicer sign, and getting the classrooms ready, I guess,
It's easy to do when you've got a source of funds that just keeps increasing.
Mm-hmm.
At some point they get down to half the number of students. People are going to start saying, where's the savings? Where's the tax savings from not having students in the schools?
When I first moved here, they were talking about right here where I live, there's property across the way that was owned by the school district of turning that into a high school. I don't know if you were here then, Thomas, but they were even having discussions on, is it better to have smaller classrooms? And, I was voting for smaller classrooms. Like, yeah, it's better for the teachers to have that. It gives the teacher more opportunity to have that one-on-one with the students and focus on the students in the classroom instead of having these large classrooms. To me, the classrooms are still too large, because and the reason I feel that way is because kids are less behaved these days than they were when I was growing up. If you got in trouble when I was growing up, you went home and you got your ass beat.
Yeah, but when you got in trouble when you were young, you'd go home and get your ass beat.
I did, yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore.
These days,
That
the kids
doesn't
go home,
happen.
and if their parents say anything to them, they beat the parents.
Right. Or the parents come to school and holler at the teachers for saying
Yeah.
something to them for beating
Exactly.
them.
Ratchet. Yeah.
It's like so crazy different now. I was not. I would get my butt beat if I was bad at school, and even then, when I was really young, I remember the teacher could take a ruler to you.
And not for measurement either.
No, not for measurement either. And they made you sit in a corner, and then they started saying
Teacher
that
wasn't
was
your tailor,
not
huh?
right.
Yeah. It's not to break away, but to talking about all this government, our neighbors to the north, Grant, Valkyria, they've been surviving an evolving government body that is just another shit show of its own. They haven't had elections in 10 years, by the way. Grant, Valkyria. They've got elections coming up in November. So for our friends that might be on that side of the county line, we do pay attention to your posts, and I do share some of your stuff. And we don't mind. Like, we've got people that watch in Barefoot Bay and Miko and stuff like that in Grant, so in Palm Bay. So we will share what we can, any information. But without those people reaching out to us, we can't do much about it. So we can't tell you much about it. So again, open invite to anybody who wants to tell us about what's going on in Grant, just like Fellsmere, Sebastian, Indian River Shores. Without you guys like Thomas and Kevin or our viewers at home, we have no idea what's going on in all of these governing bodies. And I don't know about the Grant area, but just here alone, I mean, we've got so many taxing districts, it's unreal. And
We got a couple.
yeah, I mean, well, the inlet, the mosquito, the water district, the city, the
Hospital district.
the who?
You make a good point. Did you know that there is a Sebastian Inlet District
Yes.
election coming up?
Yes.
Oh, yes, yeah, yep.
They
Yeah.
actually have an election and people get elected to that.
Yeah.
Are you running?
I met a guy from there.
Yeah, I met him too. No, I don't run anymore.
Lofton,
I'm
is that
lucky
his
if I can
name?
walk now.
Is this name Houghton or Holton or?
Like something like a whole.
We should have somebody on and tell us what it is they exist for, because I mean, I'm sure it's to make decisions with tax money that preserves the inlet, probably.
Something to do with the lagoon.
Right. And that's a big deal for half of our viewers. So, I mean, maybe we should send an email or something. But if any of them are watching, or if you know any of these people that sit on Mosquito District or Inlet District or Fellsmere Water Control, which, by the way, I think there is a movement to move that to the county, to eliminate the Fellsmere Water District, storm, whatever it is. I think it's going to.
The
There's a big
stormwater district.
Yeah, I saw something. Again, follow some of our friends in Fellsmere, and they give better information than me. But I'll have to dig some of that up.
You
I
need
ca- I
to
think
write
Karen-
this down.
Yeah, I think Karen Rutherford shared something. I think that's her name. Shared something in relation to the water district, because that's a big mess here too. We pay money, extra tax dollars to clear out these canals and stuff before hurricane season's coming. You see one guy that's working these ditches, and if you know our area, it's all ditches. And if it weren't for the ditches, we'd all be underwater. So there's
Literally,
that.
by the way.
Yes.
It was a swamp, and what made Vero Beach is a land development company came in here and dredged with those canals and drained the water off. And those canals
Yep.
are what keeps us from being a swamp.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes.
So
This is my life. Oh.
before we do wrap it up, I want to show you guys our new merch. That's on our website. You can find our new America's 250 shirt at ircmedia.net, or you can get it in person from one of us. I think John has them all right now, but we also ship them. So check out ircmedia.net for our new shirt. And there's also a Conspiracy Club shirt available on the website also. And whatnot. So that's
Whoa,
our
whoa, whoa!
plan.
Show those shirts again. Is that the shirt?
Uh, right now, this is
Sure.
the America 250 shirt. I don't have the picture of the other one up yet.
Did you
I'm
guys
Did you
not-
hire?
guys have any of those shirts at the Conspiracy Club last night?
We did, and I think we sold one. We might have sold more, but I know one for sure. So,
Did you guys hire the models?
yes, they work for me. They're in the garden right now. But I was like, here, let me tell you. It's
So
of
it's
course
Al
it's
and
AI.
Ingrid.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Without AI, I couldn't do 90% of what I do. And you want to talk about fighting with a freaking software that was supposed to be smarter than me? And then
Software's smarter than Mike Bolak.
and then the gray area between what it gives me and like if you ask it to alter anything now in a way that might change her appearance, you get like 3 disclaimers and you're told to ask it a certain way and you just go through this stupid loop of just making a decent picture sometimes. So it was like it was not a pleasant experience, but anyways, that's how we get our models. It's all AI.
So is that how you tore the legs off of her blue jeans?
Kevin, let me tell you, she went from probably 120 pounds up to about 425 pounds. And then I had to start a new conversation to get her back down to normal person size.
It almost looks like her hand is in his pocket.
Oh yeah.
It's AI. It's AI. But it looks pretty good. I mean, I got to say,
Joanne, did you think they're married? Is that what you?
listen, one of the pictures, I had to tell it to put bigger shorts on her because she was wearing
Mama.
she was wearing cheek outs.
Oh really?
We called them cheek outs.
Is that what they
Yeah.
call them? Cheek outs?
Well, if you work where Mike works, that's like
We
a
used to call
regular
them Daisy
occurrence.
Yeah. Daisy Dukes, or they call them cheek outs.
Cheek
Her cheeks were out. But anyways, it's just, and that's AI. That's what it gave me. And I was like, no, you can't do that. Like, I can't post that on our website. Literally, I had to tell it I can't post that. But anyways,
Right.
check out the website, ircmedia.net.
Oh, wait a minute. So, like, that's his watch, but her elbow.
Doesn't it look like it's her hand going?
All right, now knock it off. No, yeah, you know what? It is. It's her shoulder.
That's his forearm, but her elbow.
It's her shoulder, yeah.
But it's his arm.
All right.
So they're Siamese.
Forget that.
That's
Forget
what they
that.
call it. You tell me they're Siamese. They're Siamese AI.
Right?
I love
And
it.
there's better pictures out there. I just don't have them loaded. So. Anyway, the shirt, you get the idea of the shirt. It's pretty cool. Except I don't. Yeah, the shirt should be right. But anyways, make sure you follow Thomas at Substack. It's Thomas
Augustus at the or the Sunshine Journal. Just like search it on Googly.
Googly, yeah, that's a bit, and that helps actually. Helps Thomas's Substack come up a lot faster when people are searching for
I have
articles.
an article up there about the airport and all the growth it's seen and how cool
Oh,
it
yeah,
is.
because they've got like 3 airlines in there now.
Yes, they do. American, JetBlue, and Breeze.
Parking lots are going private. They're going to start charging money.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
They have a little ways to go on that, the plan approvals and all that stuff, but you're right.
Before you know it, it won't be car washes and storage buildings we're looking at. It'll be parking lots building up.
Well,
They'll be
we got
making
switches
some
decor up every now
hotels
and
near
then.
there.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a new one going in.
Mm-hmm. Hotels and restaurants around the airport
It's a cool little area.
and more gas stations.
All right, I won't keep everybody. You guys have anything else to add before we wrap it up?
No, just remember to join us next Friday because we've got Tessa Toman coming on.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She is awesome, yeah.
Oh yes, something we should talk about just briefly. We have a primary election coming up, and it's really important. We have 8 candidates for Congress. We had 6 of them in this week for a forum.
I think we have 9.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Six of them came in and spoke. So it's sort of difficult to sort out 6 or 9 different candidates, but it's an important factor because that person is going to start making decisions on
Is
what's
that-
going on in Washington.
Is that online somewhere where people can go back and watch? Was it recorded or broadcast?
It was on the IRC GOP Facebook page.
Yeah,
Oh,
as far
okay,
as
yeah.
I know, they were going to post it. I mean, it was broadcast live.
Yeah,
Okay.
IRC GOP Facebook page. I think it's Indian River County GOP or Republican Indian River. One of those, search it for Facebook, and they have the live stream of it. On July 29th, the Republican Club of Indian River will host another forum at the Heritage Center. That's been confirmed. And we have all 8 of them. I think we have 8 of them coming.
Oh.
There's one that's not coming. She'd be the 9th. No one can seem to find this lady who registered to. I don't know that they've all
What's her name?
That's how much we don't know about her.
Hold on, I just saw it. Is that something we can broadcast?
Anybody? Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'd love to have you broadcast.
Yeah.
And what? Hold on one second. Let me get back to that.
And since you're doing commercials, next month there's a big barbecue on July 18th, and sponsored by the Republican Party, and inviting everybody with music and barbecue and stuff. It's inexpensive, $25
Where's the
for a
barbecue
dinner.
at?
It's going to be at the Heritage Center,
Oh, okay.
supported by, and it's going to be catered by, I think it's 18 bones, 28 bones, 15 bones,
14 months.
14 bones, one of those bones. I think
They're
they're
pretty good.
catering.
How many bones they bringing?
Hope they're bringing all 14.
All right. So Thomas, what was the date for that forum again?
Wednesday, July 29th, 6 p.m. Heritage Center.
6 p.m. And the barbecue for the Republican Club, Kevin, was the
July
18th.
18th.
July 18th.
It's
And-
like 4 till 8, I think.
So
roughly.
the 29th is 6 p.m. at the Heritage, and that's Indian River County Republican Club, right? The IR.
Yep.
Republican Club of Indian River County is July 29th. The executive committee barbecue is July 18th. And I believe a lot of the congressional candidates will be there where you can speak to them one-on-one and just, off the cuff conversation.
Yeah, and local candidates as well. I mean, local politicians here. Most of them are going to be showing up.
That's cool, because are you going to go, Mike, to
I don't know.
film it live? Because I know I would love
like
to go.
Yeah, I would like to. I mean, that's a whole lifetime away. I hate to commit and then something happens. I get marching orders from the boss in the other room, and then I have to disappoint some people. But I'm going to check into it. Let me check my schedule. Put it on the schedule if I can. So I would love to go, and we'll get together, I guess, beforehand and figure out what would be the best way to.
Hey, Mike, if you come do it, we'll not pay you more money.
Perfect. It's right in my budget.
Well, I think it would be great if Mike was there and he could do the live feed, and then I could set up and do for each candidate that comes up, just do a separate reel and then post each one of those so that people could see
Let's
them.
not have a production meeting live.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Anyways, everybody at home, make sure you follow all of the appropriate contributors. We appreciate you. Next week on Friday, we have Tessa Toman. Make sure you catch To The Point on Wednesday. Binford Chronicles on Thursday, and let me backtrack to TGI Now Friday on Tuesday. As a matter of fact, next week, it's a little secret. To The Point won't be on air Wednesday, but we are going to crash TGI Now on Tuesday. So tune in to TGI Now on Tuesday night, and it should be some laughs and some fun.
It's no longer a secret.
Yeah, well, they don't know. Not all
The
of them.
secret's out.
Maybe they do. So anyway, so we'll catch you guys next week, and I appreciate you guys for coming on and saving the show again.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Good night,
Thanks.
guys.
Good night.